So we're going to do something a little bit different today.
Yes, we're on a holiday of sorts, coming to you live from ECGX.
So despite the requests of the actors to not compare the shows, will you get off? So we're going to be doing a 3-episode comparison of the anime Cowboy Bebop.
And Netflix's live-action variant, because it truly is amazing how close they got, yet missed so spectacularly.
The anime begins in an episode called Asteroid Blues on a flashback of a violent shootout, and then we get that awesome opening.
The live-action, called Cowboy Gospel, opens on a criminal doing a monologue about the greed of the 1% as he and his gang rob a casino. Spike walks in casually, only to start a fight, in a fairly Spike way, I'll say. Then Jet drops in, quite literally. During the fight, a hole is blown into space. They manage to close it up and get their bounty target. And then they do the remake of the opening sequence. Oi.
To be fair, the remake opening isn't that bad. It could have been worse.
I'll allow it.
Now in the anime, we get some introduction to the Bebop gang. Spike is seen training while Jet is cooking. The next major jump in the episode takes us to Tijuana, a place built on an asteroid and despite being so futuristic, looks like a grungy, unsavory place. Here we see a man and a pregnant-looking woman walk into a bar.
Oh, I think I've heard this one before. I forget the whole joke, but the punchline has something to do with an unsatisfying conclusion. But I'm just focusing on the first 3 episodes, because now, after the introduction, we get Spike's flashback. We learn about Jet having a daughter and family drama, and then we find out about Space Mexico and the bad joke setup.
Jumping ahead a little in the anime, Spike has a confrontation with the couple. We find out that they stole a bunch of drugs from the syndicate, and the pregnant belly is full of the product.
Oh, how I wish I could jump like that. But unfortunately, we have an important introduction to make.
An introduction? Who could they possibly be throwing in the middle of this? Why?
Yes, at this point in the live action, we learn Faye Valentine is also a cowboy, after the pregnant woman whose name is Kate.
Why?
Now I can finally jump ahead, because after a lot of back and forth nonsense between Jet and Spike about the syndicate, we finally get to the climax of the episode.
Right, because in the anime we have a big fight between the Bebop gang, the drug dealers, and the couple. Spike ends up chasing them down in space, which leads to the woman shooting the man and flying into suicide by cops. And Spike just has to move on to business as usual.
Well, that seemed fairly clear and concise. In the live action, we have a showdown between the Bebop gang, Faye, the couple, and the syndicate. Faye kills the man, whose name is Asimov in both versions, completely removing the weight of Kate having to kill him. And then the suicide by cop plays out roughly the same.
Well, that was rough, but it wasn't too bad.
And then we get a tagged-on ending.
What?
Yes, it turns out that one of the syndicate guys recognized Spike and went back to report to Vicious, who then kills him to avoid word getting out that Spike, or Fearless as he was once known, could still be alive. And then we meet Julia. And then we move on to episode 2. I beg your pardon.
No, I beg yours. That can't be real.
Well, we saw it together, you know it is.
I can't do 2 more episodes of this. I mean, in the next episode of the anime, we get Ein. Do you have any idea how they fucked that up?
Well, yes, I believe in the live action.
No! Key points! They whitewashed Abdul. They freaking... More Spike Syndicate drama, more Jet family drama, which, by the way, doesn't happen. was stolen is because the rich people cared more about the freaking pets, their pets, than the fucking poor people, which I understand completely, but freaking... And the worst part, do you know what the worst part is?
Is that rhetorical?
This is the live-action episode 3!
Sadly, that is true. In the live-action episode 2, the gang goes hunting a bounty who is planting bombs around town. We get more Spike Syndicate drama, and we also get to meet Gren and Anna for some reason too.
This live-action tried. It really did, but it missed what made Cowboy Bebop so smooth and cool. If you want to hate watch it, go ahead. We all know that it can be fun to hate watch things. But in all honesty, you can skip it for the actual anime. Like, you won't get as frustrated.
I'll allow it, but let's find out what the people at ECGX think.
Hey, I'm Trey Digga of Heroes for Hire. I do nerdcore hip-hop, I love anime, and I watch vividly. I watched the Cowboy Bebop live-action series on Netflix, and at first, as a otaku, I was turned off by a lot of the changes that they made. But with the in-depth story that they put together and the way that they try to stay true to the lore and how they work the character development, I thought that it was a great and intricate part of the series, even if it wasn't part of the main story, an alternate telling of the story, and I think that it gave the characters new life and helped further the fandom. There's been a lot of other fandoms that have done the same thing, like what they did with the live action erased, and I think that the critics were really harsh on it, and I think they were unfair, and I think that if you're a fan of Cowboy Bebop, a second watching, knowing that they did their best to stay true to the material and bring life to the characters, will give you a full understanding of their love for the material that we have.
Hi, wait, so I just say my name and like...
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tifamus TV. Twitch.tv/TifamusTV. Links in bio. Now you have to put the link in the bio.
I will. What were your thoughts on Cowboy Bebop live action?
It was fine until like the end. And then I watched the end and I was like, oh, this isn't good. What's that? Oh, yo, Ed was terrible. I hated it. Like, I think the best way I described it to people was like, did you ever go to a convention and somebody's like pretending to be in character and it's like really kind of like annoying? That was Ed. Like they just went to like Comic-Con or something and they're like, you're dressed as Ed, get on the set. You're Ed for our movie now, our show, whatever it was.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Jay Rich. You know me, Spider-Man all day, every day. You know I own J1 Studios, J1 Con, all that stuff, PG Heroes. Listen, this show, this adaptation of a sacred anime, known as Cowboy Bebop, is man, like, all right, real talk. It wasn't as bad as people want to hate it, because it's trendy to hate stuff. If you find something and you see everybody on social media, you know, all you guys are nothing but followers, and you just sit there and go like, yeah, I hate it too. And you've seen like 2 episodes. If you're a professional reviewer, you watch the whole thing from the first episode to the last episode so you can make a concise decision. I think they did the best they could at this moment, because I don't think they knew how to translate animation to live action, but they tried to keep all the little gimmicks and aesthetics that you saw in the animation. Sometimes some of that stuff don't work, you know, and before everybody gets on this hype train, how many of these translations that were made in America or Japan, because the ones in Japan suck too, like, they don't even know how to make their own stuff right. So, like, I'm just saying, don't get mad at that, you know? Right now, Marvel and Disney are the only ones that know how to make a proper comic book or animation to, you know, live action translation, even though they change up storylines and powers. But yeah, listen, I'm going off on a tangent. So I get a little angry on this stuff. But they tried. You know, as a person that's in this industry, like, you can't just go and hate stuff. You gotta give it a try. I love it.
We are here with Mr. Creepypasta, and we are going to ask him his opinion of Cowboy Bebop, the live action.
Oh man, I have a very unpopular opinion I feel about that one. I loved it.
Oh, really?
I loved every bit about it almost. It feels like really like corny 80s stuff, and that's my favorite thing about any kind of sci-fi. Plus, like I think like the actual like CG visuals actually look really good. So I liked that about like any kind of sci-fi, but like it was funny. It took a lot of the actual humor from Cowboy Bebop and not a lot of the seriousness. That's what I wanted to see out of the show. That's what I wanted, and that's what I got.
Valid. All right, thanks for speaking with us. We're going to see your show later tonight.
Oh hell yeah! Thank you so much.
Thank you.